Hello, my formal YouTube audience. This is Daniel Drewski for this new updated video for April 18th, 2022. Sorry I haven't been making any videos for a little long time because I've been very busy, this and that. Involved with my family situation, just everything. Yep, great to be back in business doing like these updated videos. And yesterday we celebrated Easter. Sometimes Easter comes late March, sometimes early April, sometimes mid-late April. Let's hope Easter doesn't come in the beginning of May. Yep. And now these are the new things I got in the mail recently from eBay. Yep. And I got this like a bonus that goes into other part of the video. And I'm going to give you some little updates on what's happening in the world. Right now, the only thing's been happening lately when this war in Russia still keeps going on. Something with like the Ukraine or something like that. Yep. And lately I've been hearing some bad news of what's happening in New York City. Just like last week, I heard something what happened. It was like this maniac guy on one of those Brooklyn subways. Yep. And he injured about 12, 4 shot and 16 injured, something like that, right on the train. And he had like a lid bomb, and it was about to almost went off. It happened last Tuesday, somewhere in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. And over this past weekend, I heard the news about what happened in Queens. There is a body found somewhere between the intersection of Jackie Robinson Parkway and Metropolitan Avenue. Some might put the dead body inside the hockey puck, the hockey stick bag, and they found the body, and they're gonna find out who bought it out or something like that. And there was this other thing happened on Saturday in Queens, in Bayside. There was a gas truck exploded somewhere on the Clearview northbound Service Road and Northern Boulevard. Yep, very lucky we don't live in New York anymore. Now we're safely in Pennsylvania. Pretty soon they're going to do some arts and crafts by the end of this month of April. Yep. Just I've been going to the firehouses every Fridays, eating some late dinners. Then I went to see some plays, this and that. Yep, it's been fun. Been working my tail off with the eBay items, this and that. Yep, now I'm back in business. Yep. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks since the last time I did my updated video, somewhere in mid-March. So I'm going to show you some things I got this week in the mail. From eBay, yep. And it's like a holy grail. Let's start with something that is from the home video series. Before we start, I got something to tell you. In one of these boxes I have right here, these are my Columbia Pictures VHS tapes. In 1979, it started when Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment started just released those popular films in clamshells. Then in 1980 they started putting those tape folding boxes, like they open up the gate boxes. Then RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video changed it in 1983. Yep. Then 1985 I started putting those titles into VHS hi-fis. Yep. They've been going through a whole entire and they probably had different headquarters, and I don't want to go through all the details. And by the early 90s, somewhere in the mid-90s, I think they changed it from, early 90s, it was changed from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video to the Columbia TriStar Home Video. Up until the early 2000s, they changed it to Columbia TriStar Home Entertainment. Then now for DVDs and Blu-rays, Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. That's called part of the whole media history. Let's begin with let's begin with one of the original one clamshell I have from one of the early days of the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. That is the 1979 VHS release of The Deep that stars with Robert Shaw and Nick Nolte. Yep. Originally, The Deep was reissued in 1981, and this version of it is the fast version one. That means like speeding up. But in the 1981 original, it was just a regular. It's like taking your time tape release. Yep. See the sticker labels, and I paid good money on this. This is the original 1979 release. Printed it on the 10th week of 79. This is pretty good, but pretty soon I might be getting Gilter and Here Comes Mr. Jordan in one of the original Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment clamshells from the late 1970s. I'll show you some more titles. Hold on. We got some of the 1980 VHS releases from the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. That was when, after the clamshells were fading, they started to put in those tapes into those boxes like that. Yep. The gate opening box series ran from 1980 throughout to early 1983. At the time, they changed it to RC Columbia Pictures Home Video. Let's begin with one of the anomaly titles that was released in 1980 on VHS and Beta. Here's the 1970 comedy of Owl and the Pussycat. Stars with Barbra Streisand and George Segal. That was based on a play by Neil Simon. When I checked this tape out, it starts with, didn't have the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment logo. It goes right into the movie, and it didn't have the 1979 warning screen. It has like the 1982 FBI warning screen at the end. Show you what this tape looks like. Sticker label from 80. Didn't say any print date on it yet. And it's a pretty hard to find. Now we got here a Holy Grail VHS, like the Brian Song, the TV movie from 1971, with James Caan as Brian Piccolo, and Billy D. Williams as Gale Sayers, based on a true story about Brian Piccolo. This co-stars with Jack Warden and Judy Pess. It was made for Screen Gems in 1971. And did you know Brian's Song was reissued in 1983 when it was in the closed captioning of the hearing impaired? This is a hard to find. I'll show you how to open the box. Here's the original tape. You know how much I paid all those the Columbia VHS tapes? About amount to $148, something like that. I bought it off on eBay. And the Deep, I bought it for about $38. It's hard to find. Now we got here a classic, the classic film that stars with Humphrey Bogart in Knock on Any Door in 1949. You know the box is like a little bit faded out. This is the way they just released it. Now I gotta try to open up this tape. And someone must have write them down when someone used to own them on VHS. Sorry about the black marks on it, but hey, at least it's a little hard to find. Here's what this tape looks like. Didn't say any print date on it. On this tape, it had the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment logo without the sound, and then it still has the 1979 FBI warning screen. I'll be watching these babies very soon. And here's the 1965's The Collector, directed by William Wilder, the one who directed Funny Girl, The Best Years of Our Lives, and Wuthering Heights. Stars with Tara Stamp, yep, and Susanna Eger, I can't pronounce it. This is a 1965 drama, something I used to have on VHS when I lived in New York, until that one has a tape damage, the water damage. Here's what this tape looks like. Didn't see any print date on it. This looks like a great copy. Next one we got here is a subtitle film called The Man Who Loved Women in 1977, not 1983, with the stars with Burt Reynolds and Julie Andrews. Yep. Still another love letter from Francesco, I can't pronounce it, dressing womankind. His instinct and his beauty as a camera eye is clear. Judah Crisp by the New York Times, by the New York Post. Here's what this tape looks like, and sadly they use like the 1984 sticker label of the man who loved women that stars with Burt Reynolds and Julie Andrews. Yep. This tape was printed on the second week of 1985, and it has a tape master from 1980. And here's a Holy Grail VHS called America at the Movies. It was a 1975 documentary that shows them clips with these old films and stars, from Judy Garland to Mickey Rooney to John Wayne to Katharine Hepburn to Laurel and Hardy to Elizabeth Taylor to Woody Allen to Humphrey Bogart to Jane Harlow to Clark Gable, Claudette Colbert to Shirley Temple to James Cagney, yep, to Marlon Brando, and many more. This is the picture cover of On the Waterfront in 1954. On the Waterfront, it was released on home video later in around mid-1984. Show you what this tape looks like. I love the original Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment tapes. And this is what this tape looks like. Some of their films were from Cinema 5, something like that. Yep. We got the next one that is like the state of Siegen, something like that. Yep. Made in 1969, or no, I think it was 1973. The box packaging 1980. State of Sarah 1, the creative products, the coverage of Pixar, Louis Dreiser, for the best film of 1973. Show you what this cassette looks like. This is the 1980 original sticker label, and this is a reprint. Printed it on the 23rd week of 1985. I checked this tape out. The tape master itself, it was from 1983 or something like that. Didn't have a Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment logo, but they had, starting of the 1981, the Columbia Pictures logo, and then the 1983 warning screen at the end. Didn't have the 79 warning screen. And here's the last one from 1980, the release is called Z. Yep, some kind of like a subtitle film that had won an Academy Award winner in 1969. And it says Academy Award Best Foreign Film, Best Picture of the Year, National Society Film of the Critics and New York Critics Award. Yep. Made from Cinema 5, 1969. I'll show you what this cassette looks like. Usually it has the RCA Columbia Pictures UPC code or the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment UPC code. That. Gotta get the tape in. Now, before we end this first part of the video, I'm going to show you some 1981 the Columbia tapes. Now let's start with some 1981 releases. By 1981, with the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment, some of the Columbia titles, it starts with the just the actual movie without the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment logo. For instance, like a video release of Used Cars and Stir Crazy and Holy Moses and Martin Romance. Yep. Let's start with the tall blind man with the black shoe. It was made from Cinema 5 in 1977. That's a pretty good foreign comedy, yep. Here's what this cassette looks like. Sticker label, print 1985 by RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. This tape was printed on the 10th week of 1986. And we got here a subtitle called The Rape of Love, made in 1979, and this is on VHS from 1981 from Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. I like these spines, yep. Show you what the cassette looks like. So once I take off the wrapper. The opening box. Show you what this tape looks like. Here it is, the 1981 sticker label, and the FBI, the fat FBI warning signs. Usually they have it around 1982. That was when, at the time when the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment started to put in like a black and white film and the color film. And they used that also around early 1983 by RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. This is the original release, not a reprint. I gotta fix this tape in there. Put the shield. I learned it in the video store. Fix this. Before. Got it. Now the next one in those 1981 releases we got here, that is one of the greatest films of 1969, winner of a Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Film by the new director, yep, The Easy Rider. Easy Rider is one of the greatest films of 69. It stars with Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, and Jack Nicholson. Yep, one of the memorable moments is when they're riding motorcycles over the hills. Yep. And it was, and it says like bold courage, restatement of the live syndrome matches in the motion picture by Rex Reed. Easy Rider was reissued on VHS and Beta in around 1983, then reissued again in 1985. I showed you the other video I showed you in the previous update video of the Easy Rider. It was the 1990s reprint. This is the 1981 original. Yep. Born to be wild. And here's a subtitle film called A Special Day that stars with Sophia Loren. Yep. It was made from Cinema 5 in 1977. I used to have this on VHS. Yep. When I used to live in Queens. And this tape is not a reprint. This is the original. Yep. The next one, it is another subtitle film called Wife Mistress in 1978. This is the 1981 the release. However, this originally came out in the clamshell in 1979. Show you what this tape looks like. And here's the early 1983 reprint. Sticker label reprint. Yep. Has RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video on it. This tape was printed on the 15th week of 1984. Next one we got here is one of the greatest action classics ever made. Stars with Gregory Peck, David Niven, and Anthony Quinn in The Guns of Navarone. This movie received Academy Award winner. Yep. The Guns of Navarone is just a good movie. And I showed you the other copy of Guns of Navarone in the 1985 reissue from my previous updated video. Yep. This is the 1981 original from the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. Sadly, front sticker label's missing, but we got the N label. Yep. See the orange tag and Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment UPC code. The Guns of Navarone was reissued in late 1983, and I think I have that on Beta without the box packaging. And here's a double length of Tisk. Tisk is a 1980 winner of 3 Academy Awards for Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, and Best Costume Designer. Yep. I saw Tisk when I used to have the early 1990s reissue. Yep. I got the very original 1981. Show you what this cassette looks like. This is not a reprint. This is the original. Some tapes could be fuzzy. Something like that. Tisk was reissued in early 1983. Then reissue again late 1983, then 1985, then 1991. I think it was in 86 when they put it on the VHS Hi-Fi. Here's tape 2 of Tisk. Yep. Show you what this tape looks like. This is the way the someone who lived in Chicago, Illinois, they must have duplicated this. Yep. But at least they're trying to update the cassette because some of the tapes had some damage from the video store. Trying to put this tape back into the box. This is all my 1980, 1981 of the Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment tapes. And I'll see you for part 2. When I'm going to show you some 1982 VHSs, or if I have enough time on the second part, I'm going to show you some 1983 VHS tapes releases by RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. I'll see you again for part 2, and try to subscribe if you like any of these titles from the exact series or not. Bye.